Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jeff Weinberg, president of Caregiver Champion. And this month, in honor of Black History Month, I am recording and featuring people that I admire in the field and colleagues as such. And our first one, which we actually had done before, and I brought it back because it was so good, is with Malcolm Howell. And Malcolm is the business development specialist with Pittsburgh Business Group on Health, which is a very interesting organization dealing with business, and they're featuring health for their employees. Today we're going to be interviewing Nairobi Howze, and Nairobi has been a colleague of mine, and for some reason she's taken the two big classes that I've taught in both licensed nursing home administrator as well as personal care administration. So I don't know if she learned anything, but she still sticks with it. And then finally, next week, we're going to be doing an interview with a married couple, Denise and Dennis Franklin. And they own a medical supply company called Still Valley Mobility. And so it's a way to feature people that I've known along the way and I admire and respect. So getting back to Nairobi, as I said, I met Nairobi when she came into one of my classes as a nursing home administrator class, and I taught most of those classes, which are 8-hour day classes. But Nairobi always had the motivation and the interest and to want to participate and learn as much as you can. And then I taught another class a couple years later on personal care administration, and Nairobi was involved with that as well. And so I know she has a lot of dreams and objectives that she wants to create in the healthcare field. And that's why I thought it would be important to have Nairobi featured as one of our guest panelists today. So I'm going to turn it on to Rachel and we can go from there.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to meet you, Nairobi. Thanks so much for joining us today. Let's start out with just telling us a bit about your background.
So, well, my background went from the beginning, and now it's being used in the present. So I started out basically wanting to be a historian. I used to say I began wanting to be a physician, but when I thought about it, I wanted to be a historian. I've always studied history, and then I didn't become that. I wanted to become a physician. Did lots trying to become a physician. Got a lot of knowledge out of it, a lot of hands-on experience, a lot of, I learned a lot of integrity and intent through it as well. And in that field, grew the health field. I went on, after wanting to be the historian, went into respiratory therapy. Within all of that, the clinical areas, working with physicians, actually seeing the different disparities in the health system, how it works, the protocols, the ethics. And I decided then, okay, let's maybe perhaps do pre-med. I was getting ready to get back into school again. So then in the journey of trying that, I ended up doing pre-med biology autopsy specialist. Autopsy specialist, pre-med turned into health care management. And I figured that it still is engulfed in the whole system of trying to change the culture of what we're seeing now. Um, there's a doctor that calls it sick care, that we help the patient after they're sick, opposed to the prevention. Um, that's going to take a village, as they would say, and kindred spirits to begin to be aware of it. There's different books out. I know that Jeff will probably have a book out soon
Well,
regarding all
thank you for the PR.
yes, but it is very important for it to spark an awareness for everyone to come together and change that. And it basically boils down to ethics, biomedical ethics, in my opinion. And I'm at this point now of my career wanting to experience, the administrative power to change some of the circumstances and cultures in the health system.
Mm.
And within nursing homes, that's within personal care homes, assisted living, keeping life going for humanity. And there's different stages of it. The beginning, the middle, and the end sometimes the beginning,
Mm.
another beginning.
I just had a conversation with someone um, as part of my writing the book, and there's a man named Dr. Bill Thomas, who he is a physician, and he has been the leader in trying to change the concept of not only nursing homes but aging in general. And we typically think if anybody over 80 is not having any purpose anymore. And yet these people have been musicians, they've been artists, they've been anything, and they still have those abilities. I mean, so she had mentioned Dick Van Dyke, and Dick Van Dyke was still tap dancing at 99 years old.
Yeah.
And Betty White, look at what she's done. So you're right on in your thinking, Nairobi. It's exactly the kind of person we need in the field.
Absolutely, I second that. Who was or is your role model?
Well, you asked model, not plural, asked, because I could think of so many. But I would have to say, I would have to say the creator, or those that were assigned to be my role models, such as Yeshua and my biological father, my birth father, and I consider them my role models just from what I've been shown and experienced through them, which is love and being able to genuinely love others. And that's kind of where it's going to start within the community, to actually be allowed to love and create an environment to where they're okay with it. And that will create and result a lot of the change. You find a lot of people afraid. There's times people won't even say, I love you. That's weird to them. But there's so many kindred spirits out there, and those are the communities that have to connect, and we find. And my father taught me that within my spiritual faith. That's taught, that's the guide. And I would have to say but I have so many other role models um, that I could speak of.
Yeah, that's a beautiful answer. I love that. I agree. I think that love is really heals all. And Jeff and I talk a lot about the importance of just caring in the world, especially in healthcare, and how unfortunately caring is somewhat harder to find than it seems it used to be. So, and I think love is the root of that. So it's a beautiful answer. I love that.
And,
And,
okay.
go ahead.
I'm so sorry, but it's the actual expression of it, the action of it, and because you innately love them, and there's no question toward that. But we have to feel free or have that energy bounce off of one another to be comfortable
Mhm,
to love,
mhm.
and that action will be expressed. And we do it all together as a community. One has the other back, and the other has that back. So, time to
That,
create the rules.
that's it's beautifully said, Nairobi. And I really like the fact that you mentioned, your belief in God, because it- you know, I don't know how to say this politically correct, but I think we take God for granted sometimes. And the belief in God and thanking God is an important factor in our lives. And it does help keep you on that same path. So that was beautifully said.
Yeah. What draws you to working with the elderly? Why are you so passionate about helping the elderly?
Mm, I would actually say what draws me, because yes, it does draw me. It's really, I don't, it's a choice, of course, but I feel like I'm led to it. I feel like it's an obligation, duty, um, and I don't see why not. I don't see why you wouldn't. It's just that's something I feel is innate as well. And what probably has me passionate or stuck here um, is just due to it being something that should be honored. Elderly should be honored and taken care of correctly. So when we see and that's with everyone, not only elderly, but when we see the actual disparities and the issues that obviously should change, could change, then that's where we put our energy and our effort. And that's kind of where I am right now. And I probably won't stop. I
Yeah.
know I won't stop. So,
Don't
yeah,
stop. Don't ever stop.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely need this type of thought in administrative roles. So it's exciting to hear this. What are your ultimate goals? You touched on it a bit, but tell us more.
Well, I actually just thought of that as we just ended that before you came with that. But it's to actually get the results out of that, have that culture changed, and have places, different places of Eden, different places of true care and true love and results. So my ultimate is to have a contributing hand in that, and have some good results. I'd love to say change the world. I could never do that by myself. So
I'll help.
Well, I believe that's what it takes. People courageous enough to say that and to do it, and then one step at a time, and then we get someone else to come in and someone else. The next thing you know.
My whole career has been based on trying to make a difference and change the world. And I don't know if you know Man of La Mancha, the play, but Don Quixote was always chasing windmills. And I had a number of people who are close to me keep saying, why do you keep chasing windmills? It's not going to make a difference. And I keep saying, I really want it to make a difference. And so I keep trying. So I'll join your army.
I'm curious, do you have a few examples you could touch on that would be changes that you'd like to create? Maybe one or two you could share with us?
Yes, the thinking of some of the things within the nursing homes, personal care homes, assisted living. If we were to speak on that, humanity, I would say ethics. I would say um, open-mindedness, and that's within a lot of. I would apply that to a lot of different areas too, but it's to um, keep that autonomy within individuals and life, allow comfortable, safe places for life to proceed and grow. I know it might sound odd at the end, but to grow.
Yeah, yeah, that's well said. I was just talking with my cousin yesterday who is a travel nurse, and she picked up a few shifts in a nursing home, and she was telling me some stories, and it was hard to hear. And she was telling me about one woman who she noticed her blood sugar was very high. And the woman had been there for years and no one had noticed this, and just said to her, you know, have you noticed that your blood sugar is high? And the woman said, I've been telling them they haven't been giving me the right medicine. And sure enough, my cousin said it took her all day. She had to make some calls to get it sorted out, but she got this woman the right amount of insulin. And no one had been listening to her. And it could have been corrected, but no one took the time to just say, hey, this is awful. You know, what do you need? So, yeah.
And it's very simple. It may seem like, oh, I have to get this one and that one and the other, but it's really simple when you have that true care or love. It's just like the same way you take care of anyone you care about. And in a nursing home or personal care, there may be 180 beds. There may be a multitude of people, but your heart carries a lot, you know, and that's simply make sure this one is okay, that one and that one. And truly, you know, it will be done. It will be done. It's so easy. It's not a hard thing to do at all.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have people
The
overseeing that and changing the culture and giving that and practicing that, and it will just spread. It'll spread like COVID.
Mm-hmm.
don't say COVID, but
In a good way.
uh, to add to that, the reason why I became a healthcare patient advocate largely was because the caring part of healthcare had gone away. And largely it still has gone away. I mean, it's not to say that people that are in the field don't care, but lots of times they don't even have the time to care. But the caring is the most important thing, and it's what makes the difference in how people respond and get better. A lot of times people, and this is in my book, since we're plugging it, uh, uh, they refer to people as the hip in room 237. So they don't even give their name because it's like a rotating windmill, and they don't even want to get to know their name. But like is it your sister-in-law or your cousin, Rachel? She took the time to listen and respect what she had to say. It didn't take any longer to do what she did, but she had the interest to want to hear what the people she was treating had to say and try to get to know them.
Right. Yeah,
And
and we need that more. And it'll come from an administrative, you know, top-down effect. So it's exciting to talk to you and to hear these ideas, Nairobi. Thank you for sharing today. Is there anything else that you'd like to add? today?
Just that through some of our discussion within our talk we've had here today, it will in fact touch some people, whoever may watch it, and they get the best picture of spreading the word of changing this these disparities that are going on within the health field, within the aging field, within all of it, children. You know, even the when we're talking the world, we're speaking of the world, reaching out, and we have internet now, so everyone, things can reach all sorts of hearts, and it's my bottom line is it's going to take a village. So everyone with the kindred spirits step up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm willing to. I'm here. I'll give it all I got. I'm ready for it, and it'll change. Jeff has been in the field very long, and he's seen so much, and it's so much out there. And he often says, "Nairobi, are you ready?" I'm ready, Jeff.
I'm so glad to hear that. And that's, now you know why I picked you as part of this interviewing process, because you are going to be an inspiration for people in Nairobi. And you're a very special person, and it's a privilege to get to know you. So I'm glad we have this opportunity.
Yeah, me too. Where can people find you? Where can people join your village?
Thank you. Yeah.
She wants to know, can they get in touch with you to join your village?
Oh, absolutely. So the website would be mustard, like ketchup and mustard, .seed.acts at gmail.com.
.seed. What was the last word?
Acts, which is ACTS. Yes, mustard seed acts. And that's all it takes is the faith of a mustard seed. And you can move mountains.
I love that. We'll put the links in the bottom. Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful thoughts and ideas today. We look forward to seeing your career and all the people that you'll continue to touch.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nairobi.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.